The first light came in pieces, slivered through the cedar branches, casting damp gold across the village of Grey Thorn. Morning came slower here, as if it too had to wade through the fog that curled up from the marsh and over the wooden rooftops. Everything stayed wet longer than it should have. Laundry hung on the lines for days before drying, boots molded if left by the door too long, and the windows of the church sweated even in October. Marlon Coe was already out by the time the sun hit the bell tower. He wasn't the kind of man who let the chill keep him inside. Didn't believe in it, really. His coat was unbuttoned, his beard still damp from the morning wash. Further down the muddy path, a boy named Eli was crouched near the creek, half hunched like a stray dog, poking at the mud with a whittled stick. He was trying to dig out a smooth, grey stone he'd seen yesterday, but it kept sinking further every time he tried. Behind him, the mill wheel creaked, not turning. Hadn't turned in 3 days. Folks said it was because of the root work tangling up the flow upstream, but the new mill hand, Oren, said it was something else. Said he saw something in the water. Said it moved like a person but had no skin. Inside the bakery, May Hemsley was scraping a thumb across a burnt tray. The loaves hadn't risen again. 3rd time this week. She blamed the damp, blamed the yeast, blamed the sky if she had to. Down by the chapel, where the old graveyards sank deeper each year into the hillside, the moss had spread. Over stones, over names. It covered the markers so thoroughly that no one remembered whose bones were where anymore. Just initials, and initials could belong to anyone. Max hadn't come outside yet. He lay on the floorboards of the loft, a book open beside him but unread, listening to the slow groan of the house as it settled. He could smell the smoke from May's bakery and the damp bark from the firewood stacked under his window. The day had slid by without asking much from him. He'd watched it go through the glass, saw Jessa pass twice, her face pinched tight like someone holding in a scream too long. He'd seen Eli's empty coat tossed on the bank by the creek. May hadn't opened the shop that morning and, well, no one really asked why. When he passed the graveyard, he saw Jessa again. She stood in her usual spot, at the edge of the path, unmoving. But this time, she wasn't looking forward. She was looking down. Max slowed as he approached, squinting at the place her eyes had fixed on. There, just beneath her boots, the moss had peeled away, as if scraped by invisible fingers. Beneath it was a stone, one no one remembered, one of the ones that had long since disappeared under the green. But now it was exposed, wet, glistening, the carved name revealed in the last grey light of the day, Eli Coe. The breeze shifted. Max turned and saw Eli's coat still lying by the creek. No boy, no stick. The water moved slower than before, thick now, almost pulsing. Max stood still as the last light drained from the sky. Behind him the moss was growing again. It crawled slowly up the edges of the stone, covering the name once more. By nightfall it would be gone, and no one would remember what it said.